neighborhood of Gary, Indiana. AJ, A-Dub, Marco, and Stretch. Keeping it forthright, vulnerable, and... Welcome back to another episode of the InforMILLy Honest Podcast. Four brothers from the middle of the neighborhood of Gary. Y'all heard the intro music, so I ain't gotta say it double. Fellas, how y'all doing?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Your week treating you all right? You staying blessed and highly favored?
Yes, sir. But I will tell you, the good Lord will test you. The good Lord will test you. All right. And he, she, they, it.
Them
and theirs tested me this week. Work has been a good test. It's been a good challenge. It's been bringing about things that your boy needs to deal with. So I'm grateful for it at the end of the day. But I've been reminding myself what Bruce Lee said. Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a challenging one.
Man, they had that on the refrigerator for the longest time at work. I'm on an easy life. I'm on an easy life, man. I don't need no strength.
Yo, let me finish my moment, son. I'm over here about to cry and shit. I'm trying to finish my moment.
Sorry, man.
I feel you, bro. No. I feel you, but all in all, we good over here. I was just telling you fellas off air that I'm spending the long weekend in the neighborhood that I think I'll be moving to with my lady up here pretty soon in a matter of months. So trying to take advantage.
Yeah, man. Moving on up.
Yes, sir.
Somewhere in the woods. Well, glad to hear that, gentlemen. By all means, always hope that your minds are lifted, your heart is full, your balls are empty, and that that your life are treating you well. So,
you didn't answer though. I want to know how Chi-Town's doing, man.
How's my week been? It's been decent. It's my last off week from the main gig, so starting Tuesday, gonna hit them plantations again. So back on these slave hours of 48 hours a week. We gonna see what happens with that.
You gonna be putting fucking Bruce Lee quotes on your fridge too? I feel you.
Nah, man. Bruce Lee said, "Be like water." My ass over here feeling like stone. So, but no, it's good. I had some anxious moments from a pretty heavy conversation with my boss that I had to have to some love life things, and most of those things
you feel like productive. It was productive, yeah. Because you said you felt like you had to have it. Was it like a good had to have?
It was a had to have it. It was a had to have it on some like, yeah. I don't. If this conversation don't go well, I might be retiring sooner than I anticipated. And
word.
And so it was cool. It was what it needed to be. And I took responsibility for the parts in it that I played, but just holding them accountable into the fire of
lovingly accountable.
Yeah, lovingly and compassionately. As far as like just knowing that we as you envision the goals that you're going for, that I need you to vocalize how and that I'm in it.
For sure.
I don't not just trusting that you gonna do what you're gonna do and hoping that I'm somewhere in the mix. I need to know how and that I am, and then that lets me know how I get to plug in and ask requests, all that kind of stuff. And so
Yo, that's love. You know what I've learned that's helped me for sure. Whenever someone asks something of me, sometimes a lot of times this works is I've learned to like ask what's helpful for me is what does done look like to you? And then I'll find a way to get there. But what does done look like to you? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's wonderful, dog. I'm
So yeah,
glad y'all were able to do that.
me too. Cause shit was making my asshole clench, baby. It was lying. So, yeah, I was grateful for it. So let's hop into these subjects. Adam threw this in the chat. Who does he play for now? He's still playing for Carolina. Does he play at all?
Who's this about again? Sorry.
Cam, what's his face?
Oh, Cam
Cam Newton.
Newton.
Oh no,
Cam Newton.
no, he's not playing anymore.
He's not
He's
playing
in
anymore.
Atlanta.
Yeah, he's
You
just
see.
hanging out. So this is
Okay.
on his podcast.
Everybody, I say this as some, we we have a following of millions and millions of listeners. So I can say the fact that everybody shouldn't have a podcast. But um, so how can I refer to this nigga? Former NFL star and Willy Wonka auditionee, Cam Newton, on his podcast is talking to Tammy Roman. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. And the conversation is about do who has it harder with impressing the other gender? Most likely, I think they're talking about in romantic situations.
Yeah.
And so, Adam, if you cared for it, you can insert the clip right here, and then bam. So yeah, who do you think has it harder? Men impressing women, women impressing men, and yeah, let's start there. I started saying that I think it is on a case-to-case basis. Because if you are conventionally pretty on either side, then impressing the other side is not as difficult of a task.
That's true.
So that's the first barrier. And then, and that's generally speaking, some people who are sapiosexual or whatever, they're like, yeah, you pretty. Like me personally, I don't particularly care for conventionally pretty like that. The more conventionally pretty you are, the less tempted I am to fuck with you.
May I ask why?
May you ask why?
Yeah.
Probably because I'm like, as I so jovially say, I'm on the other side of spokespeople for UDS, ugly duckling syndrome, and so I know that growing up I was an elbow, but now I'm actually like relatively attractive, and so because of that, I had to develop a personality. I had to relatively be smart. Not to say these other people don't have to do that, but I had to figure out other ways in order to in order to make people attracted to me. And then all of a sudden I got like decent. I grew my hair and my titties started getting perky. And then everybody was like, hey, you know what? You look stable. So now so now I get a little more play than I ever did. But and as far as impressing, I'm not in a lucrative field, so I don't have the money thing. And anybody that is pressed about the money thing, I already know we're not gonna fucking vibe like that anyway. Just because we're gonna look at life differently, the ways that we probably even process most shit is just gonna be different. Because when I was talking to a homie last night that I hadn't seen in a while, she was like, yo, I'm working at CPS. We can get you in there. We're gonna get you paid. And I was like, she's like, I'm working with K-3 special ed students, and regardless of the money, I was like, that's great. People like you are so necessary. Who I don't want to
let me reiterate that. Let me put a fucking exclamation point at the end of that one for you, Doc. Put 3. Tack 2 more exclamation points on at the end of that motherfucker.
To her, she's like, we could get you like money.
Hey
set
Josh,
up, and you, huh?
you said CPS as in Chicago Public
Public
Schools?
schools, yeah.
Okay.
And, and I was and when she's talking about the money factor, I'm like, oh, word, okay. She's like, you can set up your own programs and stuff. I'm like, ooh, that triggers that anti-admin thing in me, but maybe need to figure something out. Then she said K-3 special ed. I went, whoo, whoo,
Bro,
Like
you
you
that's
should.
had I'm still on the get you paid part. What?
a
Where is the money? Show me, yo. What fucking movie is that? Is that Jerry Maguire? Show me the money. Show me the money. Fucking Cuban Gooding Jr.
That's good observation too, though.
Oh,
But
what?
but no, it's funny because well, it's not funny because I feel like anyone that's working with that demographic should have some type of training, some type of background.
Mhm.
And it's like, man, that's really one of the problems, not to take it there, but with public schools, is like they'll just throw somebody at that age group with those learning
Challenges.
disabilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I feel like someone that's actually trained in that field should be assigned to them,
Yeah. And who
right?
knows what kind of training they would try to put me through and all kind of stuff. This is me at her house drinking at midnight, not going through all those things. Uh,
Okay.
so to give context, but when I think about the fact that I don't want to work with regular children,
Yeah.
and I was curious too because I was like, what kind of like situation is this for them to be in special ed? And she's like, they know technology, but they're in the second, third grade and can't write their last name. And I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you want them to learn the kickball change? I don't know. That I can feel the ulcer forming. So
Yeah, dog. It's
I don't know.
motherfuckers I see on a daily who walk around, who are in their 20s and walk around with a letter board that they have to like point to the letters to say things.
Yeah. And
It's a
and
wild one,
they
man.
deserve everything. Not saying they don't. I don't think I'm the nigga to give it to them. So
Bruce Lee quote. Bruce Lee quote. Let's go back. Let's go back. Gotta remind him. Shit. I'd be like, damn, am I the one to do it? Shit.
And so to take it back to the actual subject, it just makes me go like, I don't know. Like money has never been the priority to me. And so that's already a thing that can be a point of a barrier between me and a person that want to be impressed because I've always made enough to be cool for me, not to feed you, not to take care of children. Like I'm good that I don't have to worry.
That's so true, bro. I remember meeting a girl and her mom while I was working at Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in there doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Working my way up the ranks. And this girl and her mom come in and we're like talking, and at some point it gets to like flirting, and I'm like, yo, this is kind of weird. Your mom is right here, but her mom is like encouraging the shit. And her mom is the one who was like, you should, give this fine young man your number, blah, blah, blah. And this is at the register while I'm like ringing them up. And it's like, and I think at one point, I think it was Mello or Patrick, we call him Mello, was there, coworker. And he's like hearing it from afar and just smiling and shaking his head like the whole conversation I'm having with this girl and her fucking mom.
That's crazy.
And we're talking and somehow we get on the money thing. And I was just like, yo, it's not really happening here. And they look so disappointed. Both of them was like, damn, you ain't making it. I'm like, what did you think?
I'm like, I work in retail.
Yeah, what did you think, man? I don't know. It just went down. Like they just both walked out looking, lovingly disappointed about the situation.
Yeah, it's because they were buying $50 t-shirts, so they figured you must be making bread. But
yeah. Like, baby, I get that 70% discount.
Let me tell you, sometimes when I'm in my closet, I go, man, I miss that 70% discount. Ooh, I miss that 70% discount. I was a model for the original Penguin. How much of that I had. Side note,
Absolutely.
shout out to I don't know if you saw Chaz about to have a kid.
Oh no, I didn't, man. I don't know why I don't. I kind of came in. I was after him. I think I met him
Oh,
like
okay.
maybe once or twice during like the interview process and shit. But
He was
I
gone
think
by
he
the
was
time you
already
got there.
leaving. Yeah, I think a bunch of them
Nah.
were going to like California or something, right?
Yeah, I think he went to California. He was always kind of like the surfer bill dude, even though I don't think he necessarily did that.
Yeah, same with old girl who will forever be. I'm not gonna say her name, but she'll
I'll say
forever
it.
be.
Hey, Tashara, how you doing? She ain't listening to this. Um, so word, okay, yeah. How about you, Adam?
Let's see. Crap. Um, Crap.
Who do you think has it harder necessarily between men depressing women and women depressing men? I still have more thoughts, but I want to hear yours first.
I would probably say men have it harder, and I would like to say I'm not saying it just because I am a man, because, but just like I
Mhm.
just think that's the case. Like, okay, so men have to. I mean, I'm not okay. Everyone should present themselves somewhat decently. I'm not saying walk out the house in a trash bag or anything,
Being
but
super fly, super duper fly.
yeah. Yeah, but like, so that's one. But even in that though, like say like there's a guy and he's wearing like a pair of Nikes, but they're not like Nikes that everyone raves over. They're like just regular, like what's those Nikes called? Like Air Monarchs, something like that. I don't know.
I don't know.
They're like a very basic dad type of Nike. They're like all white with like a blue
Oh look.
Nike sign. It's just super like the most basic, Nikes from like 1985 or something. But
Oh,
Gotcha.
dude, I
So,
know what you're talking about. I think those are
so
the joints that fucking Rocky wore when he was doing the training.
it could be. I mean,
You know what I mean? Like, that's
it
some
could
shit you
be.
only wear with sweats and you take to the gym. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because they're comfortable.
Yeah.
uh,
So yeah. So like imagine that. Imagine there's this guy. He's got his life completely together. He's got a great job. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a nice person to talk to, but he's dressed quote unquote like a dad or whatever. But he's not. He's like 27, but he's dressed like he's 45.
mhm.
That man will probably get, even though he checks every other box, simply because of the way he dresses, he's gonna have so much less of an opportunity to, I guess, mate with the opposite sex, or with whoever he's trying to impress. I guess it doesn't
Right.
have to be opposite, but so well, in this case it is. So I'll just stick to the
Yeah, we're,
script.
we're speaking hetero.
Yeah. So in that sense, I mean, I think it is, and that's just one silly example, but like, there's so many boxes that men have to check, and some of them are boxes that they literally have no like they couldn't do anything about it if they wanted to,
Hmm.
and I mean, and I mean, there's that.
Yeah, I mean, I it's so interesting to me anyway, like what's the hold up kind of on both sides. So obviously, it probably would have been easier if we had a woman on this episode to give
Yeah.
her perspective, but not to speak for women, and especially so we don't all of a sudden go viral in the manosphere talking about bitches ain't shit. Like, because I do think there is something to um the I guess the like deterrences that women go through, or even the challenges of if you think that, especially for today, is as the standards of, I guess, like what am I trying to say? Like as far as makeup and BBLs and fitness influencers and all this other kind of stuff, and how social media kind of does what magazines used to do to our generation and before us,
Oh yeah.
as far as like constantly throwing images of people and false narratives about what you should be and how you should be and yada yada yada. I think all those things kind of do happen for women, even though I don't necessarily think it's as for men as it once was. It could just be women to other women.
definitely other women
I
putting
get
a
that.
lot of that pressure on these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I
For
get that.
sure.
That's true.
In which I say the same thing happens for dudes. It's just while I think oftentimes for women it's in vanity, for dudes it's immaterial.
Yeah.
Are the most common narratives anyway. Of course, there's nuance and all that kind of shit. But like uh the cars and jewelry and I could fly you out and all this other kind of stuff. I I wish. Let me tell you how I'll be a whole bitch if a girl was like, "Hey, let me fly you out here." Like, yo, here's my dates. Like, I got this weekend available.
Yes, it's interesting, right? Because there are
I got
definitely, like you said, like we know to some degree that shit is ridiculous. It's like just but I would definitely take part. I would definitely sometimes you
like
just gotta,
I have
like
no ego about this. What are we
yeah, you
talking about
gotta
here?
enjoy. It's fun to enjoy playing the game of this shit, even if we know in like the larger, bigger picture it might be unhealthy or like ridiculous, like seen from a different perspective. It's still fun to play the game, man. I don't know if that shit keeps it going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I don't know necessarily the life that all that whatever women may lead and all that kind of stuff. But if we talk about the identical situation of like, oh, we caught each other on some IG shit or something like that, and then you wanted to fly me out to Miami for dick and dates.
but
All
she
I
gotta
got,
be older though.
huh?
She gotta be older than me to
I
fly
don't
me
give a
out.
fuck.
I'm not about to have no 24-year-old bitch who just got on and like from the just got her start on the Disney Channel and put out an album and she's
I will
24. Nah.
absolutely. Now, granted, like me and 24-year-olds, I'll be like, conversation. But like at this point, what do you want to talk about? We could, I can figure that out.
You gotta at least be 30. That's all. You gotta at least
Ideally,
be 30 to fly me out. Yeah.
I don't have that.
No.
I don't have it. Now, if
I
am I
prefer
talking to
50, but
am I talking to a 22-year-old of my own volition? No. 22-year-old is like, hey, I want a long dick for the long distance.
yeah. We running a slant route and we going long. Yeah, there we go.
I'm not gonna go, oh, I don't know about this. No.
I mean,
Sorry, exit seat, please.
Yeah. Grown is you're right. Grown is grown. At the
Grown
end of
is
the
grown.
fucking day, grown is grown for sure.
As long as teen is not in your age, I do have that barrier. I don't care. Like
Absolutely.
18 is too fucking young. 19 is too fucking young. Honestly, anything under 21 is like, and 21 is honestly too young. But
Yeah.
like
Ideally, you're
personally,
out of college.
I ain't fucking with nobody
Ideally,
under
you're out of
26.
college.
Yeah. Now, let me ask y'all this because obviously I'm not. Whatever, we know the thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, as you get older, does that range move with your age, or does it still stay in that?
To
Does
me,
that make
yes.
sense?
Yes.
Okay.
When we were in school, I had the 2-year rule.
That makes sense.
don't go higher or lower than 2 years while we were in school. And once we got to high school, I was like, well, you can't go lower than a year.
Yeah.
Can't be a sophomore with an 8th grader. No.
That's true.
So it is that thing. But once we got grown, I think it was a thing of there's a barrier that you can't that yeah, it definitely moves with you. When I was 28, I could probably still mess around with a 19, 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Now, and that was like the last straw.
Keep it on the low.
And she had to be. She had to be.
Bro. Josh, we being recorded. Keep it on allegedly. Allegedly, bro. You never know these days, motherfucker. Yo, we might pop out one day and end up being millionaires from this fucking podcast, and somebody gonna be like, "Remember when Josh said such and such? He said he came to." I'm like, hold on, don't do it. Keep the receipts.
She couldn't be. She had to be out of high school. She had to be like already job. Like it was all these. It was a lot of checkpoints that we
Gotta
had
have
to
the
go
college
through.
ID.
Yeah, like I need to know you already enrolled in college. I don't care
Oh
if it's,
yeah,
I don't care if
yeah,
it's an Ivy Tech pass. I
Or
need
military ID.
a
bro.
military ID.
One and the other.
Once you in college, you got to be in college at least. Once you in college, there ain't no more high school shit.
Ain't no more high school shit.
Unless
Absolutely.
unless I had that 2 year with old girl. Like I was in a relationship with her in high school, and then I went to college, so that was a little different. It was only
And that's
2 years.
different because you were already with
Yeah,
her.
yeah, exactly. In high school together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Uh,
once you in college,
Yeah, you can't go
ain't,
back.
ain't no new
stay
bitches
off,
in high school.
stay off them
No.
high school campuses. Yeah, stay off.
That's why that would always trip me up when there was like 22-year-olds with seniors in high school. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I get it's a power trip and all of that shit, but I'm like, no, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. Most deaf. But like once you 30, you could do like 25-year-old
Yeah.
and 30 or something like that.
It's usually in that. Now at 34, she got to be fucking amazing at 26 for me to be like, maybe.
Like on different levels, because if it's just y'all having a wonderful night or a few wonderful nights,
Oh,
she could
fucking
be
is different.
amazingly. Yeah.
Fucking is different. I'm saying if it's gonna be
That's what I
anything
thought you were
past,
talking about. That's what I thought you were talking about at first. I was like, I mean, I'm not in that world. I'm like, well, I don't know. But go ahead.
I think it's because I have become the term is demisexual. I've become to some degree this where you got to have some kind of rapport in order to have some sort of like physical interaction with them. Like
Yeah.
I can be sexually attracted to damn near anybody. How the fuck did you get in? Sorry, it's a dying wasp in my window.
Mm. Let that
Uh,
motherfucker go. Yo, let that motherfucker go in peace.
nah. If that bitch somehow get off his back, it's gonna die.
Hey, yo, read that motherfucker Bruce Lee quote before he goes.
And so yeah, what the fuck was I saying?
No, you said you
the
might be like you consider yourself demisexual. You have to have a certain level of
yeah,
rapport.
I certain level of rapport with them. Fuck, I think the bitch got up. Hold on.
Click clack.
Yeah.
A gunshot.
All right, that's what I was saying. So gotta have some sort of rapport just because with me fucking requires a lot of trust. And I don't trust everybody in a situation of like one ain't a rubber I ever fuck with that I ain't checked afterwards. And if somehow there was a leak in this motherfucker, I need to know that you ain't gonna try to pull no shit. Cause I tell people all up front, one, I don't want kids, and two, you don't want to have kids with me. Although I will be an amazing dad, we don't want these financial issues. We just don't. Ain't no 401k in my plan. And so
yeah,
it's that kind of thing. Or just think of like let's say, you got your sex life, I got my sex life, and then something happens, or if you already knew there was a potential of you had to hurt or something like that, I need to know that you not gonna just try to fuck me and not tell me. Like there has to be some kind of, and that could happen in the same day for like a one night stand situation, but it's got the conversation got to be good. It's got to be some kind of rapport built.
you're right. And even with the rapport, motherfuckers still be doing some, shiesty shit. And I don't even know if it's not always even really intentional, like to harm the person. It's just maybe they're feeling insecure or ashamed about something and didn't want to mention it, but got caught up in the moment. It's like, nah, you need to mention certain things, mama.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to mention certain shit, yo. So even with the rapport, it's like, nah, got to strap that thing up. You right, bro. Check everyone. Check everyone.
So yeah, it's just stuff like that where not that age makes that better, but I also know wild shit be happening with people in their 20s, you out here taking toe shots and shit. I'm like, I'm good.
Toe
I need
shots.
I need to know that you know how to clean yourself. I ain't trying to be coughing up biscuits and bagels the next day because your hygiene is bad. Like it's stuff like that I go, we gotta, yeah. If we've been out dancing and whatnot, and you're like, hey, let's get it in. I'm like, you think we not about to shower, bitch? We both been sweating.
Hey, that's an
Oh.
interesting thing because I feel like it should go that way. However, I have this feeling many times, right, where after I showered and made a really good decision on an outfit, I'm probably not gonna want to fuck. I just because I smell good, I feel good.
No,
This
this is
outfit
after
is
the night.
this outfit is great.
No, this is like the night has already happened and we came
Oh,
back.
okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Like we came
Well,
back, we've been out in the world, touching bars and all of that kind of
yes.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Okay.
yo, let's go clean that up before we get down to dirty again.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're going down on them.
Wait a
Yeah, I'm
minute.
gonna need to.
Is this? Hold on. Now, now I can jump in here. So, does this matter? Now, is this with like a random person or is this with like your person?
uh, either.
Okay, that's fair, I guess. Because
Well, yeah,
go ahead.
it's a fair point. Either is still fair, but with my person, I'm more likely to I'm more lenient with the situation because
Yeah, I could be more
I
lenient just
already
because I
trust the hygiene and I know the hygiene process. I
right.
know all that shit is there, but it's still fair objectively if someone was to say either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only asking because obviously I've been married for 13 years. There's times when me and Kirsten been out hanging out and who knows where and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't feel like that night, whatever. But I'm just saying because I know there are times where we haven't, and I know there's the time that we have. So that's all.
Yeah, it's definitely a broad scope either, especially if it's not your person.
Yeah,
But if it is your person, yeah, sure. I've licked the sweat off your back so many times. I don't care
yeah,
about this particular thing, but it is that thing of like if we know we've been sweating it up and all kind of stuff, let's at least go touch it up. Like let's get
yeah.
that first layer of sodium off.
Of course, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Now look, if we went hiking, then of course, all right, let's
Yeah.
that's a given. But like I'm saying, if we just went and got dinner and that's it, I mean,
Yeah, they ain't nothing.
yeah.
I'd say that
Even
because I
sometimes
I be active.
even sometimes with the hiking, I be going hiking, bro. We just came back from like 7 hours of hiking. If
Nah.
you gotta get it in,
For me, for the other person's
sometimes
sake, I
I
can't do that to the other person because I'll develop a smell real quick. So
Mm.
you know,
me look.
and I sweat like a whatever insert whatever cliche pig, I guess.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that sometimes after a 7 to 8 hour hike, you know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta
so
do.
so here's a
Whether it's in the woods right there, you know what I mean?
so here's a little fun not detour but like side street. Since y'all both have peoples, what is a route that you still what's a way that you still impress them?
Ooh, great question. God damn. Your boy been lazy.
Or
Riding that wave of
let's say
riding that
even
wave
even
of
if you
she
don't have an
knows I love
example,
her.
like what's something that you would do?
Oh, well, I
Okay,
do
would
that.
do.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, I'm not married to the most, I want to say difficult person. But I'm not because she's not. Like neither one of us expects like a grand thing. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I could be like, hey, do you want to go uh get some ice cream or frozen yogurt? And that would be like a joyous, not joy, like
Mm.
not like jump for joy type thing, but that would be appreciated, put it
Mm-hmm.
that way. And and that's not that doesn't require a lot of effort. Oh, these days with inflation, maybe it is a lot of effort, but you
But
get what I'm saying.
like thoughtful gestures is
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I would say it's not very hard, and even in that, and I'm guilty of this. I still get complacent, and I still So I should use this moment as a reminder to, kind of step that up, because it's really not hard, So,
Yeah.
Man. Well, I'm in a very similar boat as Adam. My lady is not really looking for, a Benz anytime or a Maybach anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? And I do appreciate that. I appreciate, but um, she also she knows that like I'm more than willing to spend the money when I have it.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Like I'm willing to spend the money on nice things when I have it. So if and when the money does start coming to to a degree or at a rate in which I can really spend it on certain things, I have full faith that she knows I'm not holding back. But like right now, it's really just little shit like paying attention to what she likes. Like the other day, I got her a book that she like nonchalantly mentioned that, oh my God, that's been on my wish list for a while now. And I got it like the same day. So it came and surprised her. Little shit like that. She's like big on, or just making reservations without her knowing, like a nice little surprise or something.
It's
Or
funny.
even bringing flowers back randomly to,
Right. It,
over dinner or something.
it's funny as I think about it, and even talking through the earlier subject being like how we as men tend to always kind of go the material route, even though it's not necessarily like you jokingly say a Maybach or a Benz,
Mm-hmm.
or the buying thoughtful things or treating to food. It always still kind of circulates money to some degree. And I get that we live in a capitalist society; it has
Yeah.
to. But I always find it interesting that a initial thing usually for us, generally speaking, um, is that's the best way for us to show is by buying something, by like to make a purchase and thought of you is usually like a general go-to for guys,
Yeah.
and offering thoughtfulness or trying to impress.
Yeah.
That is very true, yo. And actually, I'm about to contradict myself. Right now that you say that, um, like I'm about to kind of tie in love languages here,
Yeah,
right?
sure. That's what I was thinking too.
Because my love language is quality, like my number one, and she knows is quality time.
Mm-hmm.
That could be us just hanging out, going like we love to go for walks at the park across the street.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of my favorite things to do with her, especially if whether you're having like a tough day or it's an off day, you want to wake up early and get a walk in and grab something to drink on the way or something. Um, and like I know hers is touch, like physical contact. So one of the best ways that I actually do show that for her is just being more open and understanding that that is her love language, and like giving more of that version of myself. That's how I actually impress her and do it most. But silly me for assuming that we were going the route of impressing, like material impressions. That's kind of was
Yeah,
just what hit my mind
Yeah.
first. So that's why I answered that way.
but
But
that's
Same
what I'm
here,
saying. That
actually.
that's the
how I
programming.
mostly show it,
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
is not
Now,
spending money.
now
Same.
here's the thing though.
That's funny.
I want to differentiate because I think there may be a little bit of a blurred line for you, Aaron. Are we talking about impressing her, or are we talking about appreciating her? Because
Uh,
Mm.
because the actions that you're speaking of shows like your care and appreciation of her, but impression is more so like that's a different feeling to me.
well, I'll say
Mm.
this. Okay, that's fair. Two things. One, I don't know that either of us are looking to impress each other that
Of
as
course not.
much anymore.
Okay.
So that's number one. But two, how I can say I think I still do impress her, or it maybe even is like surprises her a bit, is because she knows that like touch is not really it's not really high up there on my list of love languages.
Hmm.
So like me going out of my way, especially when I'm having moments of like challenge on my own, like in my in my own shit, maybe work life or whatever.
You still making space
Still
to provide that for
exactly.
her. Yeah.
Exactly. Like her seeing that happen, it's kind of like, oh damn, like I can see that, like, oh, I can kind of see that in her face, in her body language.
So
So
You know what? I think I've been looking at this the wrong way. So you asked a good question. You said impress and appreciate.
Yeah.
So if you think about generally how men impress women, I always think about that classic Dave Chappelle line where like from way back when he was like
I know what you're talking about.
these are Dave Chappelle words, not mine. Before I say this, where he goes like, you know why why guys buy nice things? Because women likes nice things.
Mm-hmm.
If a man could fuck a woman in a cardboard box, he
You
wouldn't
would.
buy a house. That was, that was
Yeah.
the thing in end quote Dave Chappelle. And the thing is, I mean, and that's for me. That's impressing. You're doing something when people are trying to go out of their way to impress somebody. So like wearing like fancy shoes or expensive shoes or oh driving flashy cars. So for me, I don't do any of those things. So I would say the way that I actually impress would be just the things that I do naturally. So whether that's art, I think that impresses her. I think
Mm,
just the things that I do. And I was thinking like, well, how does she impress me? And like
Mm-hmm.
she impresses me with her art and things that she creates.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we were mixing up, but because
mm-hmm.
those are who we are, that's what attracts us to the other person to begin with.
Right.
True.
So that's actual impression. I think at least.
Yeah. I think it's
I think
valid.
that's yeah.
I think that's
And
Absolutely,
very
bro.
there's other things too, like that we appreciate about the other person, like, oh, impressed by the person's conversation. I'm impressed by this person's knowledge of this. And I think that's
Mm,
ultimately why we become attracted to people naturally instead of
valid.
like the fake impressing, which when people are driving cars and trying to just get the attention of a woman, even though that's likely not going to lead anywhere, as far as emotionally, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's my
no,
over analysis of this.
no, bro, you're 100. I can 100% agree. I mean, I could
Yeah.
take your scenario and put that into my situation. I feel like it would fit and make sense as well. It would really
Absolutely.
gel. Like how you naturally put yourself out there in the world and the
Hmm.
efforts you take to get things done, and you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like with different visions you have for your life or whatever, just being vulnerable out there
Yeah.
in the world doing the best you can. You know what I
Mm.
mean, is
Yeah.
fucking impressive. So I totally agree, and it makes me look at this. I'm I would shift my statement and like my answer to this closer to yours for sure, because that makes more sense. And it, like I said earlier, I don't know that we even look to impress each other purposefully
Yeah. And
that
when you
much
said that, that's
anyway.
when it clicked.
So
Mm.
Like, because
yeah.
when you said that, like, wait a minute, that's I'm not trying to impress her, but I know that there's some times where I've made something like, hey, look what I made. And she's like, oh, that's impressive. That's cool. Like that
Yeah.
is the pressing
Yeah.
moment in that point. Like, so like
Mm-hmm.
that's a cool way to look at it.
And the thing is,
Absolutely.
I think in the original questioning or like the prompt from that clip, often people are using impression as the tool to find someone to appreciate them.
Yes. Yep.
And so
Absolutely.
inside of that, often I guess to me, way too much stock gets put into impressing because everybody's trying to find companionship and camaraderie, whether it's platonic or intimate. Everybody's trying to find a connection most of the time, unless you're asexual, and even asexual people do. Um, and so this thing of sometimes you merely existing can impress somebody because you're like, oh, I'm just being me. I like to have conversation. Um I like to do this art. Hell, I don't know if y'all watched the show Kill Tony. Um
Mm-mm.
it's
Oh yes.
it's
YouTube.
a yeah, it's a YouTube
Yeah.
show, podcast. It's a live podcast with Tony Hinchcliffe, where it's a stand-up show pretty much. And so there's a new guy on there, hilarious dude. And we talk about this dude keeps on impressing people with how funny he is. Um uh but what's funny is like his stand-up is good. Him just as a person is hysterical. Hit on what was it, on his second appearance, something like that. It was on 10-year anniversary of the show. And the whole thing is like you get 60 seconds to do some stand up, and then Tony and will interview you. And so he's a regular on the show. And what
This is
was it?
David Lucas.
No, the
Mm.
Cam, what's his last name? Uh, shoot, Patterson, Cam Patterson.
Oh, okay.
And so watch me find out later on that's not his name. I'm pretty sure it is. What was it on the 10-year anniversary show? They asked him like, "Hey Cam, you're gonna be here for a while. You know, we're gonna get so many interviews with you, but for now, tell us something we don't know about you." His exact quote, which became a viral clip, was, "I'm not retarded, but I like rocks."
Okay, I did see that.
Oh,
and then
yeah, that
and
dude
then
is
he
funny.
pulled some rocks out of his pocket. It was like, "Yeah, I just like I just like how they feel."
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen
I
clips of that
don't
now. Okay.
I don't doubt that he got so much pussy after that shit went viral.
Probably.
Probably that night from the 3,000 people or so that were in that room.
Yeah.
Not from all 3,000, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it is that thing of sometimes people are just in their natural state can be impressive when they're not trying to necessarily be impressive.
Yeah.
And that's the best way, because I'm honestly like over the whole idea of having to impress somebody when we really just want appreciation. We really want to, like, what we want is that feeling of vulnerability and connection with somebody. But oftentimes we feel like we say impress when we really mean appreciate, like you said, and like connection. Yeah, man, I'm a little over that. So I'm glad I'm in the situation that I am, you know. But we're
Man,
kind of working on that very thing, because dog,
yeah.
that shit's getting old to feel that way. And it's
Mhm.
also getting old to see other people after I've seen how, I don't know. I don't want to say that my way is not the way. I'm just saying how I've seen how harmful that can be, or how like hard that can be. It sucks to watch other people do that shit too, man.
I feel
You
that.
know what I mean?
Yeah. And me personally, I know you said, you know, you're over that and you don't want that. I just want uh somebody pretty to tell me they want to treat my dick like Kirby on the boss level. And so
Yeah, I just want to be straight. I just want the person to be straight. It's like, yo,
well,
I
hopefully.
am struggling, or I want connection. I want, you know what I mean? I just want.
That's the bare minimum. This thing gonna work.
Oh my god. Yeah, man.
we gonna wrap it right there
That's
though.
that's hilarious.
Thank y'all for joining us for
That's
another
hilarious.
episode. Y'all know what to write, informally honest podcast at gmail.com. Shout out to one of our favorite listeners, Elias. We got it, man. We gonna get to it. We promise. But love and appreciate all y'all that are listening, and catch us on any of our stuff. I know we ain't posting on that IG in a while, even though I keep telling y'all to go to it. You can see old clips though. And we'll and hopefully when we do start posting more stuff, that y'all get it out there and circulate. We appreciate you. We love you, fellas. Any last thoughts?
If y'all want to impress us, continue with the feedback.
For sure. I was just gonna say, man, if you feel like you're trying to impress somebody, you're wrong. That's what I got to say. Just be yourself.
Ah, got you. Okay. I'm like, huh.
I worded it in a weird way, but yeah.
And by all means, yeah, I feel you. If you're gonna impress people, just be weird, and if they stick around, that's the person for you.
Sure.
And impress them with the things that make you feel good, not with the things that you hope they'll like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to go that route and really try to impress them, all right, that's cool. Play the game, but like leave space for what Josh said. Leave space for the real shit too, man.
I like last little story before we get out of here. That I thought was fucking hilarious. Some chick on TikTok was like, "See, this is why you can't show people who you are on the first date." because she was like, I went out with a dude, and he was like, he asked her something about like, what do you think makes you special? And then she walked out to the sidewalk and did a backflip. And he walked away.
Man, that's all enough.
He left the date. And personally, I'm like, good. You don't need that kind of problems in your life, girl. Because I would one, crack up laughing, and two, think that was brilliant. That was just the thing that you were like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do in this situation where we going out to get brunch. I'm gonna just do a backflip in the middle of the sidewalk.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a hell of a way to end it. I love it. I love it.
Every connection you make, every companion that you have, and every person that you choose to copulate with, we encourage, empower, and implore you to keep it forthright, keep it vulnerable, and always keep it giggity, goddamn honest. It's the InforMILLy Honest Podcast. Have a good one. Peace.
Much love to you.
Peace, world. Thanks for listening.
Four brothers from the Miller neighborhood of Gary, Indiana. Four brothers from the Miller neighborhood of Gary, Indiana.